Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. This is Learning Chromebooks. This is a monthly tutorial that Huey Popluck and I put on free of charge, and you can register for this at www.techforsenior.com. As you know, each month I talk about a new version of our Chrome operating system. Since Christmas now, we're going to be having a new version each month. And last month I talked about Chrome OS 96, and this month it's Chrome OS 97. And in this video I'm going to show you the new features that have come out. Now we should be seeing a new version of Chrome OS, which of course is the software that powers our Chromebook, each month. So this is going to be pretty interesting, although the major features probably will not be there every month. But it is interesting that we will be getting monthly updates. Now I just wanted to go over how to update your Chromebook. Your Chromebook will update automatically, but sometimes you might want to do it manually. I just want to review this before we get into all the features. Today we're going to be talking about the new media feature, the updated calendar, and also a new sharing feature in your Chrome browser. So let's get to it. All right, what does all this mean to you as a user of a Chromebook? It means nothing, because Chromebooks are so simple you don't have to worry about updating your operating system. It does it all for you. Yes. Now I just wanted to refresh your memory. There are two copies of the operating system on your Chromebook. There's a primary copy and a secondary copy, and it's the secondary copy that gets updated. Just happens when you're on the internet. It does it in the background. And then when you're not looking, your Chromebook switches them, and the primary becomes the secondary. And the secondary, of course, becomes the primary. So then you get the updated version of the operating system. And it does it when you're not looking. Or actually how it happens is when you turn your computer off and repower it back on. Now, if you're like someone like myself, I never do that. When I am finished with my Chromebook, I just close the lid. And then I come back and I open it up, work on it, then I just close the lid. So if I never powered it off, I wouldn't get that new copy of my Chrome operating system, and that's important. So what I would tell you is this. If you are just a lid closer like I am, try to power your Chromebook off once a week, then it will flip the copies and you'll get all the updates. Not a big deal. If you're someone like myself who's a lid closer and I don't repower it, then I go and I manually update the Chrome operating system. In fact, since I write articles about this, I do this every morning because I want to know exactly when the next version comes out. So I do it manually. And I've shown you this before, but I just wanted to review this, how to update the Chrome operating system manually. It's very simple. So let's come down onto my menu here. You'll see that, of course, I have the, this is the menu down on the right side. We're going to come up here and we're going to click Settings. Now over on the settings, I want you to come way over here on the left side, and I'd like you to come over to About Chrome OS. Click this, and you'll come up and you'll see this menu here. This gives you the version, and and this is the version, of course, I'm on, which is version 96. Then we're going to check for updates. Just click this button here, and it says my Chromebook is up to date. Now, if there was a update for it, it would download it. You can continue on working, doing other things on your Chromebook, and it'll give you a little notification and say, hey, let's restart. And when you restart it, it switches the copies. So you don't have to really worry about anything. It's nice if you do it, maybe if it's, so you really don't have to worry about it. It's all going to be done for you. All right, let's look at the updated media player for Chrome OS 97. Now I have uploaded some music files, and so let's go to our file menu. So we're going to come down now to the bottom along the shelf here, and what we're going to do is we're going to come over to our file menu, which is here. I'm going to click Files. And this is going to bring us to, we're going to look at audio, the audio files I have for you today, and I've put some clips here. Now let's click on an audio file that we're going to listen to that will play in our media player. And we're going to click on here, double click on it. And you'll hear it starting up. And this is, of course, the new media player that you'll be seeing in your Chrome OS 97. Now this looks a little bit different than the last one. You'll remember that it was much smaller and it was not all black. So what you're going to see here is you'll see, of course, it's an all black image. It should fill up your whole screen. So I've put a pause on the sound right now. So you see this is the media, this is the MP3 file that we're going to be playing on our media player. If you come down over to the right, you're going to see the name of the tune and of course the name of the file that you're playing. And if your image or your MP3 file has an image associated with that, that image will of course be right here so you can see who it is. Let's come down and look at the media player a little bit closer. Of course you have a slider now. We know that of course the file that we're going to play is 2.4 minutes. And if we want to move ahead in the video, we can simply drag this button along, and this will of course change the spot in the audio file that we're listening to. Also, we have an adjustment that we can make in our within the player for its volume. You see, we can slide the volume down or slide the volume up, and of course that will only change the volume in the media player. So you can have the media player set to a different volume than your system volume in your Chromebook. So we have two buttons here. We have a back button and then we have a forward button. Now I'll explain that in a few minutes, but you certainly can go to a previous track or forward to another track. This of course will go, if you click this button, this will go back 10 seconds, and if this button will go forward 10 seconds. So if you want to skip back 10 seconds or forward 10 seconds, then that's something you can do. And of course this is our play button, and this is playing it. And of course if I unmute yourself, then of course you'll hear us playing the audio track. And if I want to move the audio track forward, I can just do that, and that will play the audio track as we've moved it forward. So I'm just going to silence the audio track now. Now as we come over, we can click now, and this is the playback speed. Now certainly if you're listening to music, you would probably want to keep the playback speed the same, but if you were watching a documentary or something, then you may want to play it back quicker, and you have options where you can certainly play it back at half the speed, at 1.2 times the speed, 1.5 times the speed, and double the speed. So you can change that, particularly if it's a documentary or something you want to fast forward through, or if there's any commercials or anything you're not interested in, then you can simply move that through. All right, let me show you another little trick here that's really cool. All right, so we're going to come down now to our Files menu. Let's do Files again. We'll come down to our Files menu. And let's come back up, and I've added a few more tracks here. Let's come back to our audio. Here's our audio. And now I'm going to show you how to select multiple MP3 files or multiple tunes, and you can play them in your player. All right. So let's come up, and what we're going to do, if you hit Control and the letter A, you select all of them. But we don't want to do that. I'm going to unselect those. We'll hit escape, and remember Control A selects all of them. So if you had a whole bunch of audio tracks in there, just hitting Control A would select them all. But we're not going to do that. I want to select a few specific songs that we're going to play in our media player, okay? And I'm going to use, so I'm going to hit the Control button, and I'm going to select this one, which was Born a Rock Star. I'm going to select At the Top, and I'm going to select Blue Dream. Okay, so now we have 3 selected, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, and we're going to open them with Gallery. Okay, click that. And now we're into our media player, and we're going to be playing the songs. Let me just so here you can hear us playing it. I'll turn it down just a little bit. And if we want to move to a different location in the soundtrack, we can certainly do that. But let's say we want to just play the next one. Let's say we want to play Blue Dream. If we don't and we just leave it, it will automatically go to Blue Dream. But let's say, let's move on and do it. So we're just going to click, this is the little forward button. Watch what happens. Now we click, and of course we're now in Blue Dream. And then if we want to head to the next one, of course, we can just click. And there we are. Born a Rock Star. So that's how you can select multiple audio recordings that you want to play with your media player. All right, what we've been looking at, of course, are audio files or MP3 files for audio, but we can also watch videos. So let's watch some videos. Let's come down, and of course we have images. Images are pretty easy, but let's come down to videos. Let's see what we've got for videos. I'm going to come down right to the bottom. And let's see what we have in store for you today. We have a real treat. Watch what video I'm going to play. Well, guess who this is? This, of course, is Bob Gostisha, who is our security expert, who has a weekly spot on our Tech for Seniors show on Mondays, and he does the Security News Roundup. Now, this is a segment of Bob, and you will see, of course, that it is 1.31 minutes long. And let's play it and see what he has to say.
Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the year ending 12/31/2021.
Now,
this is 2021 in review.
But Bob, it's 2021. We're now in 2022. Let's fast forward you here a bit and see if we move you along. So we're just going to move this along here, and of course you can move.
Is reporting 3 security.
You can of course move Bob along the track and choose the spot in the video that you want. If you're interested in a specific area, you can just slide this along, and it will fast forward you to the area you want to go. Now remember, of course, the audio button works the same. If we turn the volume down, this only is in the media player and not with your system audio. That's pretty cool, I think. Of course, we have our play button, and if you want to go back 10 seconds, or if you want to go forward 10 seconds, that would be just clicking these buttons will move it ahead or back. A lot of times, if there's any commercials in audio breaks or movies, then you can just click this button, and that will fast forward you 10 seconds, or fast forward you back. You will find also, if you're using any podcasting software, please look in the settings, because you can often set the 10 seconds as variable, and you can set where you can go forward 15 seconds, 20 seconds, and you can set that. But they all have these buttons. Now, if we want to go to a full screen, this is the full screen menu. There we go. And then just click Escape to get out of it. And then if you come up here to this little 3-dot menu, and you can loop playback, which means if you wanted to listen to Bob all day, you could just click this and it would just keep playing the segment over and over and over again. Or you can use the picture-in-picture playback feature in your media player. So this is your new media player in Chrome OS 97. All right, now I'd like to talk about calendars. Now, if you're using a Chromebook, the most logical calendar that you're going to be using is Google Calendar. And this is, of course, available as cross-platform. And it's available on Windows, Mac, and also your phone, Android, iOS, and, of course, your Chromebook. So Google Calendar is a great one to use. Now, let me just refresh your memory on how to get to Google Calendar. Because there's a couple of different ways that we can do this on a Chromebook. All right, now let's bring up our Google Calendar. So if we come over to the 9-dot menu on the right, we can see this open here, and of course here is our calendar. If we click this calendar, this of course will bring up my Google Calendar. Now this is not a tutorial about the calendar, but I just wanted to explain how to find it. So this, of course, is our Google Calendar. But this, of course, is in the web browser. Now you could simply bookmark this, and this is all you need to use. Of course, your Google Calendar will come up in any web browser, but of course you have to be online to be able to view it. So there is a calendar app in your Chromebook. So let's have a look and see how we would do that. So I'm going to close out of here now. And we're going to come down now to the launcher. Remember, down on the list this is called a launcher. We're going to click the launcher. And now we're going to come up and we're going to type in calendar. And of course we see the Google Calendar right here. And we're going to click this. And this is going to open the Google Calendar app, which is seen on my shelf here as it opens up now. And this, of course, is the Google Calendar. Populate itself with all your Google Calendar from your web calendar, because it's all the same information. This is just, I'm displaying this a little bit differently. This, of course, you're seeing a number of days. So it's displaying it a bit differently, and we can certainly change that. But this is what Google Calendar will look like on your Chromebook. But this is what Google Calendar will look like on your Chromebook using the Calendar app. It's pretty cool, I think. You've got all the it's a colorful background. You've got your month settings here, and of course all your calendar entries here. So this is how you would look at your calendar. Now, of course, we can pin this to the shelf. So if we pin the app to the shelf, I think I've pinned this. Let me just check and see. Let's X out of here, and I have pinned it to the shelf. Remember, when you're in the app, you right click on it, and of course you see that I have pinned. If I unpinned it here, it would go away. So we're going to come back, and we're going to find the calendar here. Here it is. Right click on this. We're going to click on the calendar, and we're going to come up and just pin it, and then it will always be on the shelf. Okay, now that is not the tip, though. That's not the tip. The tip is this. If we X out of this, one of the annoying things that at least I've always thought is that when we come down, you can certainly see the time here, and if we hover over top, you'll see that it's Tuesday the 25th, January 2022. Now in Windows, of course, when you click on this, it brings up the whole month, and you can see the calendar. And there are times in which you don't need to see the Google Calendar, you just want to know two Saturdays ahead of time what's going to be the date. But you can't see that because you don't have a full calendar here. So I'm going to show you how to enable that. So let me just take and let's go back to Chrome. And we're going to open a new tab here. Now, the feature I'm going to show you today is it's under a flag, what we call a flags tab. This is normally an experimental feature, but this is Chrome OS 97 is now a stable release, and this is a feature that just needs to be turned on. I expect probably in the next version it will be turned on. So this is you might as well do this now. This is such a cool feature. I can't imagine living without it. So let's turn it on. So the first thing, and I've shown you this before in some of the tutorials we've used, we have to get to the flags menu. So what we're going to do is we're in our browser now, and we're going to type in the word Chrome, and we're going to do colon, and we're going to go / flags. Okay, and we're going to hit enter. And this is going to bring you to this menu, which of course is your, it says it's an experimental menu, but I'm going to tell you the calendar feature is not experimental. It's safe to use. You're not going to get into any trouble. All right, so we're going to come up here, and we're just going to type in calendar, because we have to find the flag. And here's the flag, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to come down, and you'll see there's a little box here. And let's come over to, let's click the box. And what we want to do is we want to enable it, okay? So we're going to enable this feature. Let me click on the enabling. And now it's enabled. You need to restart your Chromebook. And of course, that's so easy to do if you have a Chromebook. You know how quickly it will restart. But whenever we turn a flag on, you have to restart your Chromebook. So let's do a quick restart, and I'll get back to you in just a second here. Okay, now we're back, and we've now rebooted our computer. Let's come down to the bottom right, and remember our little date and time here. Watch now what happens when we click this. Oh wow, we get the whole calendar up, right? So this is a calendar, and it will tell you, and of course you can move it if you want to change the month. There's of course the little caret here, and you can of course easily change the what month view you have. So this is a pretty cool feature, and if you turn it on, then you will have you'll have a calendar that will easily be accessible right from your the shelf on your Chromebook, much the same as you have in Windows. So another cool feature that is now present by turning on a flag in Chrome OS 97. So in Chrome OS 97, they've added a new feature in the Chrome browser. So let me show you. I want you to come up to our Chrome browser, and there's a new feature called Share. And as we come over to the right, I'd like you to have a look at this little symbol here just at the top of my pointer. This is the Share button. Now right now we're on Tech for Senior website, and if you haven't bookmarked that, you should. It's www.techforsenior.com. Anyway, so we're here, and suppose you wanted to send this to your friend, and you said, gee, this is a great website. I'd like to send this to my friend and say you should look at this site. So let's click the share button here and see what happens. So we're going to click this, and now what comes up is another menu, and I want this will be different on each Chromebook that you have. It depends on what apps you have installed. But let's we'll look here, but obviously right off the bat you see that there's a Gmail button. Well, let's see what we can do when we click on Gmail. We're going to click Gmail, and what happens is this initiates, it opens up Gmail, and it puts the link right into the Gmail. So all I have to do then, if I want to send this link to, let's say I want to send it to my wife, we just, it's all ready to go, and then we come up and just click the send button, and away we go. And off the email goes to my wife with this link. Now, you can use this not only just for email, but let's come back up and have another look at this. We're going to click the share button. And what we'll see here is we'll see OneDrive. So remember, we're in a Chromebook, which is Google. How do I have Microsoft on here? Well, there is a OneDrive app, and I have that on my Chromebook. So if we wanted to put this in our this link in our Microsoft OneDrive, or a file in our OneDrive, all we have to do is click this, and this will go right into my OneDrive folder, and it will upload the file to OneDrive. Now, this could be a web link, or it could be a file. It could be anything you want, and just click the share, and it will upload it to OneDrive. Now let's also see, let's go down the list here, and let's come down and let's go to more apps, because they're not always right there. And you'll see, of course, I've got Drive, Google Drive. So if we click this, now we're going to be able to upload the file right into, save it right into Google Drive. So this is a cool feature. Now you might say, oh man, that's cool, that's really interesting, but it actually has been around for quite a while. I'm going to come over to Google News. Let me just bring up Google News. You'll find the share feature in a lot of web products that we have. So let's come down to technology on the left side. This is Google News. And we'll say here, Apple grabs its highest ever market share in China. So suppose we wanted to share that. If you look down here, you'll see the little share. Sorry, we don't want to cover it up there. You'll see that little share button that's there. If I click the share button, this brings up the, in Google News, I have these 3 apps. And this makes it very easy to post this to Twitter, to Facebook, or to copy the link. And that's just using the share button. So in Chrome OS 97, this is a new feature. Well, that's Chrome OS 97. I can hardly wait till next month and see what's in Chrome OS 98. Anyway, we looked at the new media player. We looked at the new calendar. And we also looked at the sharing feature. Hopefully you try them. And remember, please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel, and it helps us to continue to make videos like this. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. This is Learning Chromebooks with Ron Brown and Huey Poplick. We'll see you next month, same time, same place. Have a great day.